Hello everyone. Today we're going to be talking about maps in Spotfire, specifically the new mapping capabilities that we have in Spotfire 6.0. As you probably heard, Spotfire 6.0 recently acquired Maporama, which gives them heightened capabilities on their maps. Most notably, we now have multiple layers on Spotfire maps. There are three types of layers: map, feature, and marker. The map layer is the underlying layer that gives us geography, gives us roads, gives us oceans, all that good stuff. Feature layers are the filled shapes, and then our marker layers are the points that we can display different shapes, pie graphs, all that good stuff. The map layer themselves are quite detailed. You can go into states, you can see rivers, you can see highways. You can even drill all the way into small roads and addresses. Now, out of the box, Spotfire will let you go down to the city level or the zip code level, whichever one you feel is more detailed, probably zip code. If you like, Spotfire does offer another extension that allows you to go all the way down to the address level. That's a geocoding capability. Although if you already have geocoded data, you can use lat and long to assign your points. But more on that later. Let's talk about how we create a map in Spotfire. Of course, do a new page, select my map file, map chart, and Spotfire is going to do a lot of this work for me. It goes out and it sees that, oh, we've got some geographic data already. All right, this stuff's at this particular unit of geography, and I'm going to display it on a map of the US. There you go. We're done, right? Nah, I got to figure out exactly what's going on here and if I want to represent it this way or not. We're going to go to Properties. Going to take a look at our layers. And we see that we have a map layer and we have a marker layer. This is using my campaign analysis data, and I may not particularly want to use that. I want to recreate the other one, so let's look at our Superstore data. I want to show you this while I'm working on it, so let's move these over here to the side. So what's going on here? Well, we got to look at our positioning. So right now with geocoding by zip, it's gone out and it's detected that there are zip codes that I can geocode by. If I was so inclined, I could also do state, because as you can see, there's already a data relationship formed within these values. Superstore state to USA zip code state. This is when we get into our geocoding hierarchy. Geocoding hierarchy sounds very complex, but all it is, simply put, is just the values that are in one of our data tables, or the underlying layers, with associated lat and longs that tell us where to put some other value. So when we say that, okay, we want to indicate size by, marker size by some discount in the Superstore data, and I want to position that using state, Superstore, in USA zip codes. I then have to create a data relationship using edit column matches, a data relationship between the USA zip code data and the Superstore data. I'm going to go over that one more time in just a moment because I'm going to create some dots in a custom shapefile for you guys in just a little while. But as for now, all you need to know is that whatever you have up here, your geocode marker, geocode by, same as marker by, that has to be present in your geocoding hierarchy, which will tell you the position of your dots. And we're going to go to zip to give these locations. And this has to have a relationship both with your underlying file, so USA zip codes. This is the data map underneath, and then the zip string, so a geocode by. That's just giving a Latin long value within our geocoding hierarchy. So next up, we want to add a feature layer. And this takes a minute because it's trying to compile a few things, but we just look at, let's add in using a built-in feature layer. This is usually the easiest way to add a feature layer into Spotfire now because you want it to fit within the map layer. So I'm just going to add a feature layer of a built-in one using USA states. And you see that there's a big gigantic Alaska. We can get rid of that in a minute. But let's go ahead and give us some geocoding. And here's a problem. We have no hierarchy whatsoever. We have no relationships. Let's tell it to use state. So geocode by state. And let's give it some colors. Let's go to our Superstore data and let's say profit. And now we've got some coloration. Where did that come from? Well, it's because, as you saw before, I have a relationship with the USA state data. That's the same data table. We've already loaded that data table in. It's a table that exists in Spotfire, and Spotfire knew that the state values had a relationship already. Let's clean this up a bit, and we can get rid of Alaska. We just zoom in. Our selector, and now we're free to look at whatever data we want. Now for a quick review. I understand that that was a little complex and we went through it pretty quickly, but I assure you these are pretty simple concepts. First, you need to understand the Geo Hierarchy assigns lat and longs to data points. That's as simple as it is. It's a row that contains some data unit, zip code, state, county, whatever, and it has associated lat and longs, and those lat and longs are used to display data. The state, city, zip, and county geohierarchies are already built into Spotfire. You can find those by the menu just to the right of your geohierarchy. And you can select which geohierarchy you want to use. It'll give you the option to load it. Just click on them. Now, the last and most important step. Those geohierarchies are used to display data. In order to display the data, you have to create a data relationship between the geographic unit you want to display in your geohierarchy and the same unit in the data table you want to create your visualization. That means that if I have a map that I want to display profit by zip code, I have to create a geohierarchy between the zip code in my data and the zip codes in that map. That's as simple as creating a relationship between those columns. As you saw in the video, you just open up your relationships and you create an association between those columns. Thank you so much for your time. If you want any more information on this subject or Spotfire in general, please contact our organization at rapid@syntelli.com. Thank you.